Hey everybody, it's Bust with Expedition Trial number 406, 405, 406, one of those two. Let's jump in and see what shows up. Okay, so we've got the Tristana with the Bandle City Mayor. I feel like I did Tristana bad the last time we drafted her. We drafted this like Tristana Lucian Quick Attack Challengers deck, which I thought was, pretty decent. There's a lot of quick attack happening here between like Tristana, Arena Kingpin, there was Lucian, and then Senna, and it's like, well, if you give these bros and ladies, mostly ladies, if you give them some challenger, you can just get a ton of quick attack challengers going. So I felt kind of bad. We were in the first week of the new set. We drafted Tristana, but it was kind of a not Tristana build around. But as we start here with both Bandle City Mayor and the Arena Kingpin, I think this is the kind of thing we're looking for to devote ourselves to a full Tristana build around. And so let's take a moment. We'll get her pulled up on the site and talk about her a little bit more. If you're not familiar with it, we're just over here at ftpbus.com. And I did want to take a moment to say the tier list is out here and up to date. It's good for the 2.14 and the 2.15 patch. The next patch will come out. There probably won't be a whole lot of actual updates within it, so this should be good for about a month or so. And of course, just the tier list button here on the navigation bar takes you to the text version that you can Control F, easily find these guides that we've been able to put together. The image version can be found here on this little sentence. It says the condensed image version can be found here. All of these can easily be found with the search box as well. And then the kind of video explanation guide is up on YouTube. And so, however you'd like to bring that into your life, the options are there. But today we'll just be on the main page or the expedition helper from the nav bar. We'll just scroll our way down to Tristana and take a peek at what's going on here. And so, yeah, with Tristana, of course, the big thing to call out with her, she doesn't pair with any other champion, and then she's meant to do this bonus from the multi-region units. And so, to the best of my knowledge, like how they do it with the Poro package, I don't think she functions like that, since these like multi-faction cards work a bit differently. Like if you're not familiar with the Fluffed and Tuft card pool, that's the Braum Poros deck. And then if you say pick a Noxus champion, it starts putting the challenger thing, the challenger Poro into the Fluffed and Tuft deck. I don't think, I'm like 99% sure you don't have to be drafting Noxus to get Arena Kingpin to show up. But I did want to go ahead and make a little bit of mention of that. So, yeah, with Tristana, though, she's trying to have us play these multi-region allies, and there are some pretty good ones. The Arena Kingpin is just an absolutely fantastic aggressive unit. Both Bandle Commando and is the 2-4 in here? No, just the Bandle Commando. I'm looking for if they come out here and generate the Hungry Outcats. The Bandle Commando doesn't have it, but the Outcat does have multi-faction. And that is kind of like the core of your early game, is getting those early game kind of multi-factions going. In my experience, things like Proto Poro are good enough. It has impact, so it's still a reasonably enough aggressive unit, and it does help us get our Tristana leveled up quickly. And then the really big payoff for this kind of deck is with the Gruff Grenadiers and the Tenor of Terror. Both of these extremely high quality cards. The Allegiance unit just gives us tons and tons of stats, and then the Tenor of Terror gives us 2 units that can boost Tristana, and then both of the units have impact. And so very high quality early game units here. The thing to call out with Tristana is she doesn't have to see you play these allies, right? You just have to summon the 4 multi-region allies to get her bonus. If you play a multi-region ally, she gets her plus attack. It's just if you want to be doubling up on the bonuses to where both Tristana and the unit played, then she has to be on the board. But don't feel like you have to kind of hold back on your units just to make sure that Tristana gets a boost. Last but not least, this card pool does have a bit of removal in it. Buster Shot is reasonably easy to play for 2 mana, but it doesn't have any like big removals. The big strikes don't live here. The big things like Heroic Strike to just deal with anything don't live here. And then the top end in this deck is fairly weak. You tend to find yourself having to use cards like Yordles and Arms to close out games, because the big late game plays like what's your name? What's your name? Spell Shielder with Impact. Bandle Gunners are just so expensive, and they're rare. It's kind of tough to come across. Same thing applies to cards like Yordle Ranger, just quite expensive and tough to come across. And so we probably going to have to look to another faction to help fill out our late game, but our early game stuff is looking pretty good here. Okay, Okay, so as I look at these, I'm just kind of like looking towards Riven to begin with. This Mentor's Fiora is not good. I don't really want these cards showing up, but this does get us hopefully into the Poppy cards. The Mentor's half of Poppy has a lot of those early game plays we were looking for, specifically the cards that come out there and make the owlbears. And so this could be a reasonable pack, even though the cards with Fiora are garbage, and this card pool in general is just complete garbage. This isn't your typical Fiora card pool where you have things like Laurent Protege and a bunch of barriers and ripostes and stuff. It's just meant to build around Poppy, and it is trash. And so I think this might have some good implications kind of later on, though. But as we look at these other cards, Caitlyn's not going to combo with anything we're doing here. We would just be playing her as a 3/3 quick attacker, which I'm gonna skip over. But as I look towards this Riven again, I'm really kind of interested in Brothers Bond, right? Between having Tristana and Arena Kingpin as overwhelms, or I'm sorry, as quick attackers, the Brothers Bond kind of cards play fantastically with those. I would love to be able to give Tristana Overwhelm with some of these Reforges, and I think this will all around be a pretty fantastic combo to merge our two decks together. And so let's pull up this Blades and Buffs Riven. There's 4 separate card pools for Riven, and I'm sure all of them will make an appearance, but this is close enough to what we need to kind of get to talking about it. And so, of course, with Riven, all of her card pools are centered on the Reforge mechanic, and so here we will see Riven herself, Blade Squire, Runeweaver, and then Weapon Hilt is the ways to generate Reforges. We'll look for some of these kind of incidentally, but it's not something we're going to like super chase after. Otherwise, as far as this deck goes, a lot of the top end problems that we have can be solved here. We're going to find things like Armored Elephant as the kind of premier game ender, but then we'll also have dudes like Savage Reckoner that can also come in and close out a game. This pool in particular doesn't have things like Whirling Death or Calling Strike in it, but those kind of cards should at least make their way through the rest of this trial and show up at some point. So yeah, looks cool. I'm on board with this Riven. We can do some cool stuff with Tristana. Not looking to get like too deep into Noxus here, especially now that dudes like Gruff Grenadier show up, just as the means to come in and hit this allegiance. And so, as far as Noxus is concerned, I'll probably try to limit ourselves to like 6 or 7 cards, and then probably won't take anything unless it has one of those late game overwhelms or unless it has a removal spell in it. But, all around a pretty powerful Tristana start here. It makes me wonder, like, the Grenadier is, like, okay, even if he doesn't hit his allegiance. But we can do things like generate Reforges and then discard them to Bandle Painter, which is just a high-value play. So we'll have to kind of, like, evaluate here in a bit how heavy we plan on going into the allegiance, just to kind of see if those kind of combos like the Painter show up and we want those generated cards. But here, very easy. Great top end in the Yordle Ranger along with the removal spell. Just top-notch collection of cards for us to be adding. See, even things down here like with the Grave Physician Warmonger. Warmonger is decent late game, and then the Physician can discard Reforges. I wouldn't be upset to be adding those to a deck like this, but I do want to be focusing on the Poppy side of things, or the Tristana side of things, and seeing what we can do there. But again, with the Reforges, Tenor of Terror wants you to play a created card. How do we do created cards? I mean, you're supposed to be doing it with the likes of Bandle Painter, but if we're generating some Reforges, that could be a quite nice way to go about it. Otherwise, these other cards are all weak. We don't want to be in Piltover. There is a Reforge in the Weapon Hilt and the Brothers Bond for our quick attackers, but the Tenor of Terror is kind of our premier mid-game. Okay, then these cards are all turds. We're never taking the Targon cards here in the middle. Yordle Contraption is just complete garbage. We want nothing to do with this. And we've got the double removal spell here to the right. That'll be a nice addition to the deck. Okay, well, here's the Bandle Commando. This is kind of our premier early game play. Our curve has kind of gotten away from us here. We just haven't seen any of these like really early game centric packs, which is a bit unfortunate, but the Bandle Commandos really help in that sense, being able to fill in your curve with whatever is missing, right? If you have a big glut of 3-drops like we have here, if we start with the Commando, we play a 3-on-3, then a 3 and a 1-on-4, really helps us flesh out that mana curve. Okay, what do we got here? I don't think we want the Shell Folk. We have a handful of manifests, I do believe. You just create one. Maybe we don't have a lot of manifests. I thought that was kind of a thing we'd be running into. It's just the mayor, right? Manifest or a follower. So with these, I'm going to pick up the Group Shot and the Weapons of the Lost. It's just a quality removal spell in the Weapons of the Lost. This has been really growing on me as time passes on. And then Group Shot shouldn't be too tough to activate. So welcome addition. Look at this. Group Shot and Glory and Value. I didn't know that was possible. Interesting. Huh. Let me take a picture of that. I gotta ask some questions about that one. That is weird, seeing Group Shot and Glory and Value. But nonetheless, with these packs, we're getting a 1-drop either way. They're getting a Yordle Squire or a Legion Rearguard. If we're getting one of these, I think I'd like to pick up the Bandle Gunners here. They shouldn't be too tough to get the impact on, and then they're a decent game closer in the sense they aren't overwhelming like the Armored Elephant, but the impact should be enough to get them dealing some damage. All right, man, so many bad cards today. These are just not anything I want. And so we're going to have to come down here and take this Bandle Painter. I, again, worry if we take one of these spider-centric packs, we're just going to see Arachnophilia show up the rest of the way. That's not, like, awful. The Riven cards are in Arachnophilia, so we could find some Reforges, but I'm just going to play it safe and take the Bandle Painter here. Okay, well, this House Spider we can't pass on, though. Our curve is awful. This is the early. It's like the cards we've been wanting out of the World Travelers just haven't showed up. We've got one Squire, one Bandle Commando, one Kingpin, but we started with the Kingpin. Just the early game powerhouses just haven't shown up in this draft. Okay, well, interesting. There's the Grenadier, which is just a high quality 2. And then there's the Balladeers. Nothing to fix our curve, but this is a generator for the Owlcat. I think this is who we want to take here. Hopefully we can get some trades to drop our curve down. Okay, well here, it sucks to pass on the Balladeers, but we're getting a Arena Kingpin, which I think is just better, along with a 1-drop unit. Just gotta fill out that curve. And this one's tough. How do we feel about our late game here? Do we need to take Yordles in Arms? I think we probably do. We just have the 1 Bandle Gunners, the Yordle Ranger. Our top end is pretty light here. So hopefully we can trade out some of these double taps later. Well, that's tough. I'm not really excited about trading it out for Sharpened Resolve, but trading out the Grenadier is fine. We'd be hitting our allegiance like 2/3 of the time, which is probably enough for this guy, but the Bandle Commando is such a curve fixer. I'm super stoked to come in and pick that up. And okay, so as you know, we got to go and turn something premium. Let's take a look here and see what's available. Oh, go Noxus Bandle City, show unowned. And we got any of these generators? What do we see in here? Man, we've already leveled up most of these cards. Like none of the commons are left. Let me double check. We didn't pick up any Aloof Travelers or Feyfolk. I don't think I've even seen Yordle Nubian Expedition. That's weird. But, alright, I guess we're on to the spells. What do we got in this sense? We got Group Shot, Purple Berry Shake, but that's a burst. Oh, get out of here, units. Pokey Stick. Oh, that's a generated thing, right? No, it's got a common symbol on it. Weird. I thought this was like if you manifest and couldn't find something, then you can pick up Pokey Stick. But what is left? I haven't seen Stress Defense in Expedition either. I don't think that lives here. But did we draft any Buster Shots? Can't remember. It's pretty on theme being a Tristana card, but I'm not amped up about taking that one. Let's pick up the double taps here. We got 3 copies of it in our deck and puts the little premium circle on the board for maximum intimidation factor, so I think that could be quite useful in our trial here today. We could have gone for Weapons of the Lost now that I'm seeing it generating those shield breakers. Yeah. It is what it is, I guess. We missed it. The misplaying before the draft even starts. Okay. Starting off against the Darkness deck. I worry about this. We're not quite aggressive enough to give them a lot of fits, but that's a pretty nice start. It's interesting as well being able to attack with the commando, pick up the multi-region bird, and then playing Bandle City Mayor on 3 and dropping the bird for free. That's pretty cool. I do like cool plays. So this can be a little scary. If they have the 3/2 that strikes to make your darknesses stronger, we can't interact with it. Yeah, it's a little unfortunate. I mean, we could like Purple Berry shake into it, but kind of is what it is. Okay, so how do we go about this? I'm leaning towards just playing Riven. Go ahead and pick up the Reforge and get the attack in. We can do these cutesy plays with the Bandle City Mayor next turn. Okay. Works for me. And we can protect Riven with this Purple Berry Shake if we need to. If they're gonna try and hit her with a Unspeakable Horror or something, yeah, we can protect. She's not super high value here, but might as well make him put in the work. Nope. Just nope. Get that out of here. Well, we got too aggressive on that. We should have added our bird to the board here, I think. It's tempting just to throw Riven in front of it. She's just going to trade out next turn, right? This is okay. Yes, spear. Yes, we chose the spear. Did we disconnect? What's going on here, game? What the hell? Are we just gonna have to look at this thing the whole game? What's going on with this? Is it just not gonna go away? Come on, Riot. You're better than that. Alright. I guess we're gonna stare at Tiny Spear until eternity. Got the darkness in hand. It's a bit awkward. Let's just go ahead and get an attack in. It'd be cool if this tiny spear wasn't in the middle of the screen, am I right? Does anyone agree or disagree with that sentiment? It would be nice if that went away. Oh, it'd be real cool if I could even see what was behind it. Oh my gosh. There. Oh, nope, still there. Alright, I'm just going to start going expensive here. Let's take the Aloof Travelers. Oh my gosh. Go away. Go away. I don't think we want to play the last bird here. I get that it's free, but I want to keep this space open on our bench. Oh, this is brutal. We've dealt 1 damage to him. This is not how you beat a darkness deck. I can't imagine this game goes well. But at least, you know, maybe our saving grace is having 5 damage of burn in our hand. Okay, I guess if we right click on it, we can still see how much health it has. That's a feature. And they discarded Cygnus. Interesting. Oh, they just drew Cygnus off of the Unspeakable Horror. I didn't think they were playing. Okay, I didn't think that they were playing with the Targon. Okay, so this is going to be an open. We need to give the +1 attack to Proto Poro, quick attack to Bandle City Mayor, and then the rest of this attack will be fine. Quick attack, tiny spear, squad. Alright, we're starting to chunk the damage in. 2, 4, 6. Should hit him for about 8. Then hopefully we can Weapons of the Lost something and then open with Bandle Gunners next turn. Well, it's not bad. Kills 3 of our units, but he's no blocking. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Okay. So I think we want to just hit the commando. He's going to have a blocker either way, but he'll get to generate an additional blocker if this commando comes through. So let's just go ahead and take it down. Oh my gosh, this is good. I right-clicked on it. I thought that might be the means to get this tiny spear to go away. It's apparently not. But then I was afraid it got stuck on our screen. Okay. So he's got a blocker now for our shield breaker, which kind of sucks. But as it stands, we're looking to deal, assuming they don't do anything else, we're getting in for 10 and then can lethal out of hand. Right? 4 from impact, 6 from the 2 ones. Yeah, and here's a 4-mana spell. Black Spear. Uh-oh. That doesn't bode well for the Bandle Commandos. Got to get popped by a vengeance. Looks like it. Oh, stun. Okay. Gonna pop off our shield breaker, probably. I want to get the Tenor of Terror down so that we can get the double impacts next turn. Senna. That's awkward. Well, we're going to have to just try and kill her now. He's gonna Darkness, right? Oh, he's bringing in the Crumble. So if we kill, we have to kill Senna now. We can't let her attack and... well, she won't get another Darkness in either way. So should we just go face with this Nox and Fervor? Takes him to 11. Get all these attacks in. He's going to Darkness one of our units off to the side. It's so bad if he has like the Senna spell though, but I don't think we get to deal enough damage otherwise. Well, I guess we can do this though. Hang on, this is the safer one. And just protect our Bandle Gunners. Alright, let's try this. Oh, what a draw. It's like, do we still just like go for this thing? Because his spells are all fast now anyways. can't actually kill it. My big worry in this kind of board is that he has the Senna flip spell, whatever this is called, Dawning Shadow. So much potential for damage. Okay. Interesting, he let us attack with that darkness in hand. Minimorph? Okay. She's on attack, not strike, right? When I'm summoned or attack. Okay. All right, let's get another unit down. This is this is our last go at it. This seems promising. He's only got the 3 mana now. Cannot wait for this tiny spear to go away. Jesus. So that takes him to 1. Okay. There we are. -2 it is. Got him. Whew, managed to do it with this tiny spear on the board the whole effing time. Yeah, we deserve a free win for that nonsense. Okay, good deal. Good deal. Let's see. We're picking up the Tristana pack. Sucks it has this Yordle contraption. I don't know why anyone would ever think this is a serviceable expedition card. Like this is one of the things I look at a card like this and you can see it and say like this is literally never being played and constructed, right? This is only a card that's ever going to be viable in a limited format. Like why does it need to cost 5? It would be like horrible-ish if it cost 4, but like a draw 2 plus destroy a landmark seems like a decent deal for a 4 mana slow spell. Like it's certainly not good, but it's not as feel bad as 5. It just feels bad always to add this thing, but it's what it is. That's how we're getting our Tristanas. All right, off we go. Oh, geez. I saw the win rate on Pike on the LOR Guardian at 41%. That is horrific, right? The kind of standard is like everything in LOR Guardian appears over 50%, right? I get it on well, that kind of like happens given that it's not like the totality of everyone playing Expedition. In that sense, it should equal out to 50% in total, but given that you probably care about Expedition and you're probably better at it than the average opponent if you're out here with LOR Guardian, that's why the win rates are higher than 50%. But man, seeing that collection where most of the champions are like 55% plus, and then seeing seeing Pike at 40-some%, he's bad. He is bad. All right, but not a bad start. Azir Zerath with the Sun Disc. They could technically have 2 Sun Discs. It's probably just the one that shows up with Zerath, but the possibilities are endless. Okay, so let's just go ahead and start getting our Tristana amped up. We can, like, what's he going to do? Attack with the Bomber Twins and we take 2 from the Azir cards? That's completely fine. Now we get to follow up with both Kingpin and Owlcat to double up stats across all of them. Looks pretty good to me. And the Calling Strike for Azir. Oh, I'm sorry, friend. I'm sorry, friend. Okay, so how aggressive are we going to get here? I don't want to lose like Tristana to a shaped stone. And so I think we'll just like let this go. We'll attack with the Bandle Commando Arena Kingpin. Oh, he tapped out. That's different. So let's make him either trade out this Rockhopper or get boomed by the rest of our squad. This is good. Get boomed is what happened there. About to get her flip thing happening. Seems okay. Load up that Rockhopper. You got it. Works for me. Okay. Alright, so what are we looking at here? Oh, beautiful. More Yordle Kingpins. Doesn't help us with this glut of threes, but it does get rid of this turret and Arena Kingpin. I was also interested in double tap for Hunter just as kind of a curve fixer, but Kingpins are too good here. Alright, cool. On to the next one. Oof. Okay. What do we got here? Vagar Karma. Alright. So it's like I typically just want to come out here and try to find a 1 or a 2, but our deck isn't like really capable of doing that. How many do we got? 1, 2, 3 in the proto, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's kind of risky. I mean, perhaps should have gone for it just in the sense that we're so likely to just pick up 3-drops that if our turn 3 play is just a 3-drop that isn't Babbling Balladeers, we're probably fine with it. All right. How do we feel about these slay things coming down and adding 1 health units to the board while facing that down? Kind of want to just bank my mana. It's like if his play is like Buru 3 and then he follows it with like a Vile Feast or something, it's not very unreasonable to think these decks can do that, or even just like a group shot. It's so painful for him to have all those stats on the board. Okay. All right, let's get blasted. That's fine. I'm okay with that. So we have like a bit of a decision in how we want to handle this Tristana. I think this is okay. Like, this should be enough to kind of like force him into attacking now, unless he just wants to play Dragon's Protection on his scales. Oh, that's positive. Okay, I'm going to lead out with the Alcat. We're going to play a ton of stuff. We're going to get Tristana and Bandle Commando down next turn. So, this is okay. All is well. doesn't change. I worry a bit trying to slam like Tristana Brothers Bond into this thing. They have Twin Disciplines mana just like kind of banked up and ready to go, but we'll bring it. One of these is gonna go well at least. Oof. Boom him. How far away you from flipping Trist? You got 2 to go. Okay. So it's like I kind of want to add the painter and just open. I do appreciate the draw 2 we'd get out of the contraption, but this just seems too high value given that he's only got 4 mana now and a really terrible board. Okay. That's suspect, but I don't think it's worth getting involved with. So much damage, though, if we just add the Kingpin. Okay. Right, we get the +1, the +1, the +1 on Trist, and then the +1 on the Kingpin. So many pluses. Okay. That's still pretty positive. I mean, it doesn't really do a whole lot. We still have this 3/3 on the board. Okay. Figure they have to have like something. They're not necessarily attacking, but gotta have something. You can just keep passing, right? He has to play some kind of card here. Okay. The question is, do we want to like play the ranger so we can double tap, or do we want to play the sled so we can still double tap? I think that's the way we want to go with this. Just kill off something and try to get an open kill here. Well, I think this is fine. This is worse against like a withering whale, but yeah. All right, double tapping Solari Sentinel is not what I thought was going to be on the menu today, but let's go for it. And we can still beat a withering whale, right? We're doing 6, 11. Yeah, we're good. Okay. That'll do it. Nice. Where are we at here? Picking up more Tristanas looks good. Conchologist isn't super exciting, but hey, we're hurting for 2s, and so that's a welcome addition. More Tenor of Terrors feels pretty good as well. We've had issues with space on our board, but high quality card there. Okay, on to the next one. These win rates. It was Nami at 51, Aphelios 57, Vigio at 61. There's Lulu, not even a good champion, 58. Caitlyn's holding steady above 50%. Zed's one of the top tier ones at 61. Like, how bad does it have to be for Pyke to be at 40%? Insane. Insane, I tell you. Insane. But alright, back to the battles with Tristana. Let's see what we get here. So, I mean, I guess something like that's okay. Getting rid of the painter. It's not enough ones to really dive in deep. So, probably. Oh, oh, well, looky there. Sometimes they just turn up. Okay, Zig's Misfortune Trit. Oh gosh. Oh man, almost skipped over that attack. Whew. Caught myself. It has been a long time since I've done that. I used to do that all the time. Now it's less frequent. Sure. Alright, Bandle Commando, you are at risk. And let's go ahead and slap down Riven. She's a healthy blocker here, capable of taking a vulnerable attack. That's not Ziggs. Okay. I can say, like, if their plan is to say, like, block Riven and then plan some kind of trade next turn with her vulnerable, absolutely. You got it. Not a problem whatsoever. Now we're back to this spot to where we can, assuming they don't interact with us too positively, we can maybe Brothers Bond the Commando and the Kingpin and then open with the Tiny Spear as well. Right, having this turn of Kingpin Owlcat's pretty good. Or if that doesn't play out, we do have 2 Bandle Painters to be discarding these Tiny Spears and Blade Fragments too. That's suspect, but okay. Comes the Owlcat. And Trist. So he's gonna just like try and get a quick attack challenge onto our commando. There's nothing we can do about that. Let's just pass. If they pass it back to us and let us bank 3, that's still fine. I would assume this is a Trist coming into the commando. Okay. Alright, and then do we have to open this one? Probably. I don't want to be starting with Bandle Painters. Don't want to see this Bandle Painter grow either. He probably doesn't want to block with Tristana. I'd say this is fine. Get boomed. Attack fragment. I think the quick attack one's probably the discardable fragment in our hand. Everything else gives us bonus attack here. Okay, so this all works out fine, right? I mean, we can play another Painter next turn and then just be dropping a bunch of created cards if we want. I think that seems fine. Keep our Brothers Bond mana up, so when this Yordle hooks Riven, we have a way to take it down. This all seems reasonable to me. Oh, that's not reasonable though. We got to kill this thing. So let's double tap. All right, so that goes. He's going to hook Riven with the, I guess, the Trist. That would be the one that makes sense. Okay. All right, well, let's get some of these stats on the board. We got all these created cards. I'm kind of tempted to just discard. Oh, hang on, no, I'm not. He's so low. We just have to come in here. Which one are you? +2 attack. Make him have it all. Got him. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. So let's see. I'm happy enough to trade out a double tap. Oh, it's giving us this this Yordle contraption trade away again. Okay, I'm all right with picking up more Tenor of Terrors. All right, cool, cool. We're getting meaty, getting strong. I just saw in the win rate thing Zerath at 46%. I'm sorry, my man. This is not good for you. Not good. So here, I guess we have to hang on to hands like this. I really want to just be looking for a 2, but we don't quite have enough to really go for it. Poppy Trist Garen, we have no answer to a Poppy if he drops one on 4. A little scary. Oh, can't let this just come out here and start generating units. We've got to get rid of that. Like, Tristana's manageable. Vandal Commandos generating units are not. Alright. Let's see. Let's see if Poppy drops. She would be scary. It's only got 2 copies though, not 3, so that's at least promising. Okay, so no poppies on their way. I think we should be just relatively safe from that from this point forward. I don't think they can interact with us too well. Let's just go ahead and add Tristana. Might be willing to block one of these with Tristana. Well, she dies to a milkshake, whatever that thing's called. Alright. Garen. Ugh. How bad could it go, right? We can still get in with the 2 5 attack quick attackers. No tricks, please. No tricks, please. I said please, so it has to be good. Alright. So the Garen is much less worrisome now. Like, it can be kind of disastrous, right? If he gets that block in and survives, then gets to attack here. That's kind of scary, since he'll be flipped on the next turn, but we have options now. You can still take him down. Okay. Garen is done for. Soon this hook's going to come in on our Trist. A little sad. A little sad to see you go, Tristana, but it's not the end of the world. And this feels like an open. I mean, we can pop something with Weapons of the Lost after the fact. Tenor of Terror Kingpin is also pretty good here. Let's just spread it back out. Like, if he's just going to play like a 6-drop here, then this should be extremely good for us. Kind of one of these spots to where we want to like Weapons of the Lost next turn and then just open on our following attack. Enjoy. Enjoy. He's going to get 1 good block out of the 5-4. That's lethal. You can't block like that. You got to come down to our quick attack friends. Nope. Take him to 2. That feels better. Cool. Should be pretty tough to recover from. Ultimately, we have to worry about like judgments. Judgment would be problematic, but otherwise, I think we're fine. So I think we can have to just go ahead and add the ranger. It seems so unlikely that he actually attacks here. Okay. Boomed him. Okay, what are we doing here? No, I don't want Katarinas. God, get that out of here. So what do we think about double tap? We still have 3 copies. Let's go ahead and swap that out for Thorn of the Rose. Just a little bit too expensive. It's been good, don't get me wrong, but it's just a little too pricey for what I'm wanting to pay out here. Okay, well, we gotta get rid of some of these expensives. I mean, maybe it's like we used to run into this with Demacia decks, where we would just full mulligan our whole hand because we assume that we're just going to pick up a 3-drop at some point. Maybe that's how we need to be approaching this. Like, hanging on to Trist, she doesn't even feel good here. Like, if this was a Arena Kingpin, it would be fine. Like, even... Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of this. Alright, push the button. You can't do anything. There you go. Okay. We're going to have to play this one kind of slow. Thorn of the Rose is not appealing here, but if we're playing slow, then let's go ahead and just play it for value, and we can discard it to Bandle Painter here in a couple turns. Okay. Not ideal. This is not what our deck is good at. And what if we say... It's like I want to... Okay, he's out of mana. It's like I want to get Tristana down. And then next turn, I want to be doing like Guile plus Tenor of Terror. Right, that'll be our created card for the Tenor. We got Buster Shot now. Oh, that's right, because we got Trist in hand. Okay. We could potentially do all this cool stuff. So, the stun. Let's just go ahead and put the stun on the little guy. Or would we rather put it on the 4/4? If this gets in a block, he gets a Riven Sword next turn, which is kind of scary. So, let's make him have another Reforge card. I'm kind of okay with this. Tenor of Terror for all the stats. This attack with Trist isn't good, though. That's okay. Yes, you, then everything else. Right, because he's going to want to block the Thorn of the Rose with the Stellacorn or one of these small ones. So let's try to push the Stellacorn block down to the left. At least it doesn't gain the health. Here's the Buster Shot onto Riven. Okay. Okay. Uh-oh. What's this? Oh, Guiding Touch. Didn't see that one coming. Alright. You got it, Riven. Got a Riven of our own. So this is going to be a pretty bad turn for us. I think we might just be too far behind in this game now, but... We fall to 6. Do we ever, like, recover out of this? Maybe? Okay. It's just like, how bad is this if he has a weapon hilt? Certainly not ideal, but... Might be able to survive an attack. Out of 9. Okay. I think this Tristana is just gonna die, but that's okay. Like she's not close to doing anything. Yeah. Out of 7. Okay. Alright, and then I'm looking at, say, like, we gotta see what we can get out of the painters. Well, we can do it this way. We can start with the Yordle Ranger. And next turn, we can at least play Riven and have a free discard. It kind of sucks not having any units on the board when it comes to attacking with the Ranger. Well, you can attack, but these aren't these. We have to spend the quick attack token. Oh, get another token out of the Riven. That's pretty cool. I don't think I've run into that interaction before. Okay, so we can't represent lethal. So we just can't attack with any of these other ones. Alright. That feels good. That's a ton of health we just picked up. Ooh, a removal spell. Removal spell, you say? Yeah, then having the overwhelm seems okay-ish, but the hell are you? When allies attack, spend 1 mana to summon. Ooh, that works good with the scout as well. If we can survive into next turn. Interesting, he's not like going for the sword onto Tarek. Change your mind. say maybe I do want to give Tarek the sword. Ooh. Ooh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No! Damn it. Alright. Dang. Well. We learned our lesson on that mulligan, at least. We gotta just cycle at those 3s. You used to run into this... I can't remember if I kind of trailed off on the concept, but you used to run into this a lot with the... pick up a early game challenger with the Demacia decks. They were just like very easy to get together in like an elites deck that would have like 12 3-drops in it, and it was just so important to find your 1s and your 2s. This was like before Honored Lord and before Umbrella Maker were around, that you would just mulligan everything, right? You didn't care what 3 you hit as long as you hit a 3, and so you could just trade everything out. For in a lot of these games, you might see how we mulligan to where if we have a 3 in our hand, we'll mulligan everything except 3. Just because it's so disastrous if you fail to draw 1. But I think this deck we could probably reasonably, if we don't have any like 1s or 2s, just get rid of everything. But here we picked up a 1, so I don't feel the need to be as aggressive with it. I think we want to do it like this. We're on the even attack token, so we're probably gonna have to play this a little bit slower. And we just curve out like a boss. That's the other way to do it. So what do we got here? Echo and Zillion and such. So reasonable chance this Poro may be able to attack after the Commando. If they want to play like the 3-1 that makes a landmark. Rockhopper. Oh, Rockhopper. There's the rock hopper. It kind of sucks. I like this idea of this Tristana into the Kingpin Outcat next turn, but we gotta protect him. We're kind of regretting not attacking with Protoporo into Zillion now that we've kind of got the opportunity to take him down with an Outcat. He's got a shape stone. No. You got a mystic shot. You got a something, huh? Which one is this? Overwhelm. We gotta just get Trist going. Okay, well, we'll slam a bunch of stats into Zillion here. We're gonna have no issues whatsoever keeping our board wide, so I think that's okay. But yeah, see how much nicer this would be if we had the 1 damage onto Zillion. A little unfortunate, but oh, interesting, interesting. What is his line for doing that kind of thing? Huh. Okay. Is it a Spirit Fire next turn? Like it's got a time bomb. So that only affects our Protoporo and our Riven. Okay. Vandal Gunner Tristana, giving out all the impacts. You not get it? Why not? It take too long? When you summon a multi-region ally, give it 1/0 impact. Huh. So Trist, what is this? This has to be like a Spirit Fire, right? Okay. It's like I want to put the Overwhelm on Trist, but I can't imagine that she survives here. All right, well, let's see what you got for us. Spirit Fire, yeah. I guess the Overwhelm on Trist would have been safe. Just so bad if, well, it's not like horrible if he has the way to stop her from overwhelming, but one. Oh, we should have played the fragment. You know, I think we're still okay here, but definitely a little sloppy. There goes the squad. Goodbye. See ya. Little sloppy. Oh. Bringing it, huh? Alright, well, I'm just planning on opening here. So, hopefully we can get this 1 damage in. I need 2 cards to deal with these, or some kind of AoE. Alright, let's not get abused for not playing the fragment. Oh no. Oh, calculated creations. Gives him 1 unit. It's too easy for us to put a lot on board. I think we need to add this other thing. This is essentially getting 2 units on the board now, right? Okay. Alright. I was worried. I was worried our trial was going to end because we didn't play the token. We should have just gone for it, right? It was so low value to trade out. I kind of had in my head that's like, man, if our Trist gets hit with the Mystic Shot, this is a waste of a token. But it's like, who cares, right? we would have been more than okay to survive a bit there. Alrighty, here we can pick up the Bandle Commando for the Protoporo. That feels good. Happy enough with that one. Oh, trade. Tristana never trading out, quit offering that stuff up to me. We haven't seen Purple Berry shake this trade, or we saw it once, didn't we? We put it on Riven to protect her from something. I think it's an okay keep. Given the way a lot of these games go, we don't play anything on 1 and then start with the commandos on 2. It's very easy to kind of just slot into our curve. Here, I'm not trading out Yordles and Arms. We've had too many boards that were just completely full. I think we want to hang on to it. I kind of like hanging on to Thorn of the Rose. Like, we have 3 Tenor of Terrors, right? Yeah, we've had trouble getting all of these on the board as well. And then I want to keep Riven for the created card combos, so we'll skip over this one. Do want to hang on to our double tap. We've traded down to just 1. I won't trade this 1 away. Don't feel the need to play 8 drops, and I don't want Reckoners, so we'll skip that one. Oh, why do you want us to trade away our Tristanas? Quit making such suggestions. But here, I will pick up the Protoporo. It's just 2 on theme with Tristana. The House Spider kind of fills up our board. It's not horrible, but not what I'm really looking for. And I think this is kind of interesting, the Poro Sled for the Bandle Gunners. Just another cheap unit. The impact is nice, but I think dropping our curve down here is quite good. I haven't kept track of how late these games were going, but most of them weren't going to turn 8. So I think that's a reasonable upgrade. Okay, up against Poppy. A little scary. If we don't have a way to answer Poppy, then she'll just snowball out of the game. So hopefully the Glory Seeker is enough. I mean, having to try and take her down with a unit certainly isn't ideal, but it's what we got. We can't lead with the Glory Seeker. It's just too easy for them to play play cards that we don't want to be trading with. Death Lotus is kind of interesting. It kills a lot of stuff, but I'm just going to take the Roar of the Slayer. It might be a way for us to take down a Poppy, or we could take down this Bandle Commando. I'm not upset about going for that. Let's just get this activated Tenor of Terror next turn as well. Alright, well, let's just go ahead and pass. He's going to attack with something. Then we'll play the Mayor post-combat. This is fine to trade out with the Cavalier. If he has like a purple shake, that's fine. Can take down the Bandle Commando now. What do we think of that? I think we can probably outwit them. It's not the ideal space to fall behind on board, but I'm hoping the Mayor lets us catch right back up as far as just dropping dudes on the board. And now that we can put 2 Kingpins on the board, that's a pretty big deal. Okay, so he's just going to take 8 here. Even better. Double even better. Nice. Okay, okay. I don't know if they can recover from that. Nope, just actual actual. I guess he's not even all that scary. What a space to be in. Uh, Fine. And make our tenor more expensive. Boo. Can anything block here? Painter can block. Discard Roar of the Slayer is not good anymore. Okay. Alright. That seems positive. So we're too far away from lethal with the Yordles and arms, but we can do both Tenor and Glory Seeker here. That seems quite strong. Absolutely. That was 6 mana he just spent. Yeah, that's hard to imagine. The best you can do is a 6 mana removal spell. Hard to imagine. Okay. Sure. He's tapped out. I think he's just given up on this game. Is this to 12? This open should be good enough. You can play another removal spell or something, but we're also getting a shark out of this attack. Okay. Lots to have to deal with that Vandal City's not particularly good at. Prevents the damage. Alrighty, that'll do it. It's alright, yeah. Not a bad little Tristana trial. I thought that was quite nice. So let's get this pulled up and we'll talk about it a little bit more. And so I mean I think it should be kind of easy to see why in our previous Tristana trial we thought that it was kind of interesting to go for quick attack challengers between starting out with Tristana and Arena Kingpins, and then having access to both Lucian and Senna. Just quite the collection of units to put quick attack on, or put Challenger on. Not something we really chased down here today, but it was kind of an interesting side deck that we could chase down. And so the one I was kind of glad we got to try with was Bandle City Mayor. He was quite powerful. These letting us throw down and cheat on mana was quite a good deal. But I wouldn't expect to see the mayor too often. And so, yeah, I mean, realistically, the way that these decks are going to go, your ultra important cards are going to be this collection of Bandle Commando. This is a generator for multi-faction units. Arena Kingpin as your premier aggressive unit, and then Bambling Balladeers is a way to make another hungry Owlcats. Just the Owlcats are the, kind of the strongest thing that you can be doing with Tristana outside of Arena Kingpins. Just coming out here and generating them. It's so tough for just like mid-rangey decks to deal with all of the card advantage that you generate, and then when you start making them have bonus attack, letting your generated 1-cost unit trade up with your opponent's 3-drop unit is ridiculous. It's just such a feels bad moment for the opponent. And so you could see the problem, the places where we're running into trouble here. Like we knew with this deck, we're going to have 3 Tristanas, 3 Arena Kingpins, and then the Riven. So we were pretty stacked on 3s, but we were kind of lacking in the early game. That was what we were trying to fix throughout the majority of the trial. So you probably want to look to focus a little bit on the lower side of the curve. I mean, it's tough. I don't quite remember what the contents of all these packs were, but that's kind of the big thing here, especially with so many like poppies running around these days. That having the early game ability to match them toe for toe is quite strong. Um, but yeah, as you can see in a lot of those games, it's very, very easy to keep your board completely wide. And so some of the things that would have been nice here if they turned up would have been, say, Arena Battlecaster, the Overwhelm Ogre, Decisive Maneuver would have been great. Any of the go wide strategies are going to play fantastically into this kind of deck. You could see how we rarely had space on board for these late game plays. That's why we traded out most of them except for the Yordle Ranger. Just why the Yordles and Arms is actually a pretty decent card as well, because a lot of those cards we just didn't care what it was because we are putting a 2/2 on the board. Kind of regardless of what happens, it doesn't matter what 2/2 you're putting on the board. But the Yordles and Arm gives you a way to kind of, if not, close out the game with damage, at least kill your opponent's entire board and then probably win on the next turn. So that's how we see that. But otherwise, I mean, the late game, of course, fairly non-existent. If you do need something. We didn't run into like too many darkness decks, but it's nice to have something against those. But outside of that, I think you want to kind of stick to the standard. Maybe I can find an armored elephant, or if you're not paired up with Noxus, just whatever your faction's kind of premier mid-gamey can deal some damagey play is. So if like the 4/4 elusive out of Bilgewater, something like Cytheria out of Demacia, like out of P&Z. I can't think of what would be there. I don't know why you'd want to pair with P&Z, but they don't have good late game. But something even like Usari out of Ionia is kind of the extent of what you want your late game to be. It's kind of tough doing a lot with those Bandle Commandos because they come down so late. But yeah, and then I guess the only other comments is you got to remember there's no combat tricks in Bandle City. You only have access to Purple Berry Shake. This is a deck that would love to have something like Elixir of Iron. Just any of those really cheap 1 mana ones, your Radiant Strikes, your Shurima Radiant Strike. And then it's also, you got to kind of pick and choose where you can find removal. This was pretty nice in here, having Calling Strike, Nox and Fervor, Sigil of Malice. These are in no means premier removal spells, but it was better than having nothing. So not a bad little trial. I had fun with this one. I hope you all enjoyed it as well. I think we've got some rewards to click on. And so, it's a weekly chest week. And so let's see what we got there as well. Right, got the wild cards. Ooh, prismatics. Save my pocketbook. And Vandal City Mayor. God, we should have opened this before we started the trial, right? Just absolutely perfect. Epic. Generating other premium cards. The mayor knows what's up. He knows about the pay-to-win lifestyle. So let's see. We got a wild capsule. I think this is just wild cards. Alrighty. Let's see what's in the chest. Oh. Yeah, we even got the bonus ones this week. Haven't been playing the labs, just doing all these expeditions. Nice to catch the bonuses. Let's get them all out of here. Hey, a new card. I'm trying to think. It's like I've been meaning to go through and finish the collection from all of the the first 2 expansions are like 98 or 99% complete. But haven't gone through and done it yet. Such a waste of wild cards and dust, am I right? it's most efficient to just naturally open them. Right. All the dust, all the shards. Kelp Maidens. I still want to get to try to put together Nami. I just have not seen Nami in any of the opening packs, so I haven't had the chance to put that video together. What'd we get? Not a bad week. 3,000 dust, big pile of wild cards, an expedition token. Not that bad. So that is going to do it for us today. I hope you all learned how to travel the world a little bit better. Maybe learned a thing or two along the way and had a good time watching. This is Bust, and me. Thank you for being here.